Avoidants often confuse us. One moment they seem distant, and the next they pull closer again. In today's fresh video, let's break down the surprising psychology behind their behavior and what really makes them miss you. You'll see why this works and how it can shift the dynamic completely. This one gesture may look like giving up, but it actually triggers their deepest fear and makes them chase you. Avoidants are masters of emotional distance. They keep you at arm's length, send mixed signals, and make you feel like you're always the one doing the chasing. Their entire emotional system is built around one core fear: losing control. They create distance not because they don't care, but because caring feels dangerous. They've learned that getting too close means getting hurt. So they keep everyone in emotional limbo where they're close enough to feel connected, but far enough to escape if things get too real. Most people try to win over an avoidant by being more available, more understanding, more patient. They think if they just prove how much they care, the avoidant will finally open up. But this approach backfires every time. Why? Because it gives the avoidant exactly what their nervous system craves: control and emotional safety. When you're always there, always chasing, you become predictable. And predictable means safe. The gesture I'm sharing works because it makes them feel like they might actually lose you. When an avoidant faces real possibility of loss, something fascinating happens. All those walls they've built start to crack. The distance they've created suddenly feels too far. This isn't about playing games. It's about understanding psychology and creating genuine connection. Avoidants learned early that emotional needs are dangerous. They develop an incredible ability to shut down feelings and convince themselves they don't need close relationships. But those feelings never actually go away. They just get buried under self-protection. In relationships, they're constantly managing two opposing forces. Part of them wants you desperately, but another part is terrified of that wanting. They solve this by keeping you in the safe zone. Close enough to have you when they want you, but not so close they feel vulnerable. Avoidants have a weird relationship with scarcity. When something feels abundant and always available, they don't value it much. But when something becomes scarce, their entire nervous system shifts. Suddenly, what they thought they could take or leave becomes incredibly important. Their brain is wired to only fully appreciate something when there's risk of losing it. When you stop being predictably available, their analytical brain starts asking different questions. Why aren't they texting back? Are they losing interest? For the first time, they worry about losing you instead of worrying about you getting too close. The gesture: stop chasing. The gesture is simple but requires serious self-control. You stop chasing. You stop being the one who always initiates contact. You start mirroring their energy instead of trying to balance it out. When they're distant, you become distant. When they're hot and cold, you become hot and cold right back. But here's the crucial part. You're not doing this to punish them. You're showing them what the relationship actually looks like when both people operate from the same emotional distance. Timing matters more than anything. You can't subtly disappear without context. Instead, gradually shift your energy to match theirs. If they take hours to respond to texts, you take hours to respond to theirs. If they make last-minute plans, you start having your own plans that make you unavailable sometimes. Here's what you cannot do. Don't tell them what you're doing. Don't say, "I'm giving you space." That defeats the purpose. Also, don't do this with anger or resentment. You need to do this from genuine self-respect and detachment, not from trying to teach them a lesson. The key is actually starting to live your own life instead of organizing it around their availability. Make plans with friends. Pick up hobbies. Focus on your goals. When they text while you're busy, don't drop everything to respond immediately. This gesture only works if you're genuinely prepared to walk away. Avoidance can sense desperation from miles away. You have to be genuinely okay with the possibility that they might not step up. What happens when you do this? At first, they might seem relieved, thinking finally they're giving me space. But this relief doesn't last. Within days or weeks, something shifts. They start noticing you're not reaching out as much. They realize you're not always available when they want attention. This is when their real feelings surface. The first sign it's working is usually confusion. They'll start reaching out more, but subtly, maybe random memes or casual questions. They're testing if you're still emotionally available. When you don't respond with the same enthusiasm, they start to panic. When an avoidant realizes you're no longer chasing, their attachment system goes into overdrive. Their brain, which was comfortable with you being the pursuer, suddenly registers a threat. This activates what psychologists call attachment panic, the same feeling they've been avoiding all along. They start questioning everything. Were you just pretending to care? Have you found someone else? This uncertainty breaks through their emotional numbness and forces them to confront feelings they've been suppressing. The irony is that by stepping back, you're giving them the emotional space they claim to want, but now that space feels empty rather than safe. Don't expect grand gestures. Instead, you'll notice small changes. They might initiate conversations more, ask personal questions about what you're doing, or get slightly jealous in ways they never did before. Some will try to regain control by being extra distant at first. This is actually a good sign because it means they're feeling the shift. One telling sign is when they start making more effort to spend time in person. They might suggest hanging out more or show up places where they know you'll be. Another sign is becoming more emotionally available during time you do spend together. Scarcity makes them realize what they've been taking for granted. Timeline varies depending on your relationship length. If you dated for months, you might see changes within 2 to 3 weeks. Longer relationships could take a month or two. Stay consistent during this period. Many people sabotage this process by checking their ex's social media constantly or asking mutual friends about them. This indirect monitoring keeps you emotionally invested and prevents genuine detachment. Another mistake is setting a secret timeline, thinking, I'll do this for 30 days and then they'll come back. Avoidants can sense this performative distance. The biggest mistake? Breaking your own boundaries the moment they show slight interest. If they send one friendly text and you immediately go back to your old patterns, you've undone all your progress. Stay consistent until you see real, sustained change in their behavior. Reality check. This isn't a magic trick that transforms every avoidant into the perfect partner. Real change looks like consistent communication, making concrete plans, introducing you to important people, and having actual conversations about the relationship. Be honest about why you're doing this. If you're trying to control someone or force them to love you, you're missing the point. The real power isn't that it makes avoidance chase you. It's that it puts you back in control of your own life and energy. Remember, you deserve someone who doesn't need to almost lose you to realize your worth. You deserve someone who shows up consistently, not just when they're afraid you might leave. This gesture should never become a permanent way of relating. It's a tool to reset the dynamic and see if they can meet you halfway. You cannot love someone into emotional availability. What you can do is create a healthy dynamic where both people contribute equally. If you've tried this and they still won't step up, it's time to step back permanently. Your time and energy are precious. Don't waste them on someone who only appreciates you when there's risk of losing you. Find someone who sees your value even when you're fully available to them. Remember, healing your own attachment style is just as important as understanding theirs. While you're giving them space, use this time for self-reflection. Why were you attracted to someone emotionally unavailable? What childhood patterns made this dynamic familiar? True transformation happens when both people work on their attachment wounds. Sometimes the greatest gift you can give yourself and an avoidant partner is a space to grow individually before trying to grow together. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more real talk about relationships and psychology. Drop a comment below and let me know. Have you ever tried mirroring an avoidance energy? What happened? I read every comment and love hearing your stories. Remember, you deserve love that doesn't require games or tricks to maintain. You deserve someone who chooses you clearly and consistently. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.